The Beer Brothers is a comedy podcast where two dumb babies related by blood grew up and now review beers for you, the people. You can drink along if you'd like, but maybe don't do it in your car on the way to work. Drink responsibly. At home. In the dark.
Welcome back to episode number 48 of the Beer Brothers. Doesn't matter what's going on in life, the show must go on. Today we're going to review, actually this is a first for us, we're going to review a beer that we've already done before, but there's a great cause behind it, so we thought it was essential to do this, very important. Also, we're gonna dive right into the damn coronavirus because it's just everybody's scared. So we're gonna get into it. This is also a sleepover episode, or also known as "You're an asshole, get out of my house." So I'm sleeping at Micah's place tonight.
Oh my god!
Here we are, episode 48 of the Beer Brothers. I'm Cody.
I'm Micah.
Let's get fucking weird. Let's go.
It's weird already. You're at my house and you have an overnight bag, so that's weird.
I got jammies on.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yep. You've got sweats.
Yeah.
We always claim like number one beer podcast in, Nashville. It's about to be in the world because there's gonna be no one else.
Yeah.
It's just us.
We need to get to the beer of the episode before we get into all the nitty-gritty.
That's very true. All right. Our beer of the day is another Nashville, Tennessee brewery. We were going to do some St. Patrick's beers as we lead up into our 1-year Beer Brothers anniversary for St. Patrick's Day, but we're switching it up. That is because last week we were hit in Nashville by a F2 to F3 category tornado. It tore through a pretty big portion of the northern part of downtown into the eastern part of downtown, and then kind of continued along to different cities, and it ended up killing like well over 20-something people. There has been a few breweries in town, on top of a lot of other businesses, that have been doing their part to help kind of volunteer and rebuild, and people have been knocking this shit out, but I will say there's a few breweries that have done their part, and we are highlighting them, and one of those that we're going to start with is Jackalope Brewing Company, located in Nashville, and we've reviewed this beer before, but this is an early edition of this year's version of Lovebird. This beer does not come out officially until Saturday, March 21st, but they released the cans in the state early, so I decided, let's pick them up, put them on the show just because of what they've kind of been pushing out for the community. And so we're going to review this again. So this is going to be our second time reviewing this beer, especially on the new system. So this is their Lovebird. It is a wheat beer brewed with strawberries and raspberries. And this is what the can says. Drink legendary, pair lovebirds in a tree. BREWING. First comes wheat, then comes berries. Pop that top and drink legendary. And it is a 4.4% ABV. They love rhymes.
Okay, you're like, Harry and cherry. All I thought was going to happen was pop that cherry. That's what I thought was coming on that can. But
then comes berries. Pop that cherry. All right. Yeah. That's
Lovebird.
it.
All right.
Yeah, Lovebird.
Here we go.
They're just popping that cherry to make babies. Okay, sorry. Wow, we just ruined it.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
We started great.
Started off on a good note. Went to a really weird off-key note, and then we're going to bring it back up. It's like when you're in a recital, and you're watching your kid, and it's like, oh, she's doing great. And she kind of randomly hits that one, like, A minor when she wasn't supposed to, and you're like, ooh. Yeah. But then she rounds off the performance. So we're going to try to round off the performance.
Yeah, that.
Okay, anyways, so, there we go.
How do you feel about it? I don't know what's wrong with my taste buds right now. I think because I had some
coronavirus.
hot sauce. Well, I was eating some Taco Bell,
Oh, okay.
and got the Diablo sauce, which is
Yeah.
the hottest, and it's actually the best sauce I think ever.
Okay.
So I think it's messing with my palate right now. I don't think I'm getting. I'm not able to read this really well, unfortunately.
Okay. Well,
So give me.
why are you here?
Here's the thing: is that first of all, I know this is a really good beer. We've
had
reviewed
it.
it before. It's a great summer beer.
Maybe by the end of the episode, this is a spring beer. Maybe by the end of the episode,
But it goes into summer.
it does. It does. They
plays into
keep
warm
making
months.
it. We will let you continue to drink this, and then you'll have your review at the end. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to give the viewers what they want, and they don't want
There's no viewers.
listen to this
they're
show.
Listeners,
So fuck me.
just being petty. Over
Oh, give the listeners what they want, which is to turn this show off. So.
here. And we're canceled.
And we're done. No, this beer is delicious. I will say, compared to last year, the raspberry, wheat, and strawberry notes, like all of the different berry notes that you usually get, are a little stronger this year. They've pulled back a little bit, so it's more mellow.
I was about to say.
Which I
didn't
kind of
think-
like.
Okay.
I like that it's a little more mellow because I don't know, sometimes when you're drinking one flavor of beer and it's a little too strong of a flavor, it gets a little old. Well, I think because it's a little more mellow this time around, it feels really even keel.
Here's what's happened. It's not that this is all wrong. It's that because we've had this before, and I know it's that type of beer.
Yeah.
And it's pulled back. I don't know why, but it is. And so I was thinking like something's off because I know this has got a little bit more punch to it,
Yeah,
fruit wise.
they kind of change it up a little bit every year. So, this would be batch, however many years they've been doing this would be batch number like 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to go to the opening on the 21st of the beer. The Love Fest is what they call it. And they do like a whole thing where you can try it on tap. I want to see how it is on tap compared to the can.
Okay.
But this was canned February 20th, so pretty recently.
Very fresh.
Yeah, very, very fresh beer. But yeah, no, they've pulled back a little bit, which I don't mind. It makes it super easy to just crush without even thinking about it.
I was just confused because it was like,
okay.
I mean, it's still really good and flavorful, but it's not like almost sour-esque in the beer world, which is what last year's was.
Last year's was a little more tart because of the raspberries. I think the raspberries were heavier, and raspberry is like a more tart fruit than strawberry, so I think that's what it was.
I'm glad to know
We'll see
I'm
how
not
the
losing
tap
my
is.
taste buds.
Yeah, we'll see how the tap is in comparison. Maybe you can get those notes more.
Yeah.
But no, it's really good. I mean, just as good as last time, just different, a little bit different. That's all.
I think what I like, I don't know if you mentioned what the ABV is. It's 4.4.
Yeah, 4.4.
So it's really low. This is a extremely drinkable beer. Getting into the like warmer months, at least here in Tennessee, minus the coronavirus. It's getting that time where you're gonna like get in a canoe and go down a river, and like this is the type of beer you could take with
Oh
you
yeah, 100%.
outside to just
Yeah.
enjoy.
I think our friends are
Enjoy
going to
nature.
try and plan a kayaking trip like closer to the summer. So, yeah, it's a good idea. This one might be the one I grab.
Okay,
Be a good one.
On that note, let's get into all
Oh my God.
all the scary things that
Okay.
we're facing right
So this is one of the few times that we get a bunch of stuff we get to respond to live and then post the very next day. 'Cause we normally, God, don't scream into the mics.
It was a whispery scream.
It was a whispery scream.
Yes.
So I was sitting there, I was watching this new documentary about how no one actually won the Monopoly money from McDonald's back in the day until after 2001.
McMillions.
I was watching this documentary, and I had to stop the documentary because an Apple News notification popped up, and it said President Trump suspended travel from Europe for 30 days. We've never really seen anything like this before.
Mhm.
And then we find out that Tom fucking Hanks got coronavirus. Him and his wife, Rita. Beautiful Rita. And I was just like, what? The one person we're supposed to protect? Like, the first big celebrity to get it is Tom fucking Hanks.
I mean,
It's rude.
You know, if this is God's calling card, like, bro,
Bro,
wrong guys.
No, yeah, the wrong ones.
You got the
wrong
fake
one.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, literally the nicest person on the planet acting like the nicest person on the planet. The other nicest person on the planet.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he was doing an Elvis movie in Australia. Apparently, it had to halt production. Whatever.
Hey, Tom,
Sucks.
if you hear this,
Hope you're feeling good, man.
Yo,
He's never gonna hear it. It's
just
fine.
Just give us a shout out. We love you, okay?
Yeah,
That's it.
love
That's
you.
it.
Love you, bud. Love you, Tommy.
Yeah.
He probably hates that. He probably hated that.
Woody, that's how we know you in our hearts.
Woody's
Forrest.
a toy. He can't get corona. Yeah.
Captain Spaulding. No,
Oh,
that's not
God.
him. No, that's not.
No.
He's not Captain Spaulding.
What's his name in Green Mile? We don't know. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
He's a national treasure, okay?
He is a national treasure. So we found out that, and then we found out that Rudy Gobert, the center for the Utah Jazz, also contracted the virus. He's only 27. He's not in that age range that they talk about. I mean, anybody can get the flu, but some people are more susceptible. That doesn't mean just because you're young, you're not going to get it. There's a college student that went to Spain recently from Vanderbilt. He got it. But he didn't come back here. He went to New York, where he's from. But yeah, he got it. Anyways, and then the NBA not only suspended the game that Rudy Gobert was about to play in that night against the Oklahoma City Thunder, they suspended the entire season for the NBA.
I don't understand that.
In it,
The whole season?
the whole season, because they don't. Now they're like, well, if he's got it, who else could get it? And this is, to them, you have to think, this is their product. This is their money.
South by Southwest has been canceled.
South by Southwest got canceled. There was something else that I saw got canceled. E3, which is a giant gaming expo that happens every year, got canceled. And that's not even until June, and they canceled that one. And they just went ahead and were like, fuck it. I mean, of course, you have a lot of, Chinese companies and Japanese companies coming up, people in very high risk areas that will eventually be coming in. So I get it. A lot of shit getting canceled. NCAA, all the NCAA tournament games will not have crowds.
Yeah, that is insane.
And all of the Power 5 tournaments starting tomorrow with the SEC and everything will not have crowds. They play here in Nashville, the SEC tournament. They're not going to have a fucking crowd. No one gets a home team to root for them.
This is it's going to be...
It's just going to be squeaky shoes.
It's basically playing at your community center.
Yeah, it's going to be playing at your community gym. You're going to be able to hear everything those players say. Everything. They're going to have to cut out so much. Dude on that mute button center's going to be sweating. It's the hardest he's ever had to work.
Yeah, because the thing is that when the crowd's there and the music is blaring, everything, and they get a bad call, they're saying so much shit to the ref.
Oh, yeah. And now they can't do that because there's no crowd to drown it out,
It's going to be great. Actually, this might be great TV.
It might be. Also, the Preds play tomorrow at the Columbus Blue Jackets. There's no crowd for that game.
What?
Yeah, there's no NHL crowd
kidding.
for Ohio. The Sharks have announced that their last... Because there's only a few home games left for these hockey teams.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so the Columbus Blue Jackets only had 3 home games left. So they're just no crowd. We're not doing it. Not taking the risk. I get it. They're protecting their product. Okay? It is weird as shit to not have a home crowd advantage. That is really strange. It's basically going to feel like a scrimmage.
Yeah, that's
they, in their minds, are going to know, I'm doing this because I'm trying to get a fucking cup. But what if no one can go to the cup? You're going to watch teams, either in the NBA and NHL, unless they suspend the season for the NHL too, which they're going to come out with another statement tomorrow. They said for now, they're not going to suspend, but they're waiting.
Here's what's going to happen, okay? Is that, as long as games are happening, because NHL, NBA, all that stuff, I mean, they're money-making machines, and it's based off of advertisements. So what better way to keep selling advertisements than, hey, the only way to watch this is on TV, from your home.
You can only watch it at home.
So what's going to happen is, if we, as the Preds, were in the Cup or playoffs or whatever, dude, I don't know. Maybe the whole, outside playoff watch wouldn't happen, but I would risk it. I don't know. What if they're like, yeah, we're still gonna do it, but let's go. I'm gonna go downtown. I'm gonna watch it. And feel the
I think if
energy.
you're young and healthy, you definitely have a very high chance of bouncing back. What they don't tell you in the news is that yes, there's been 123,000 incidents. There's been 66,000 recoveries. Okay,
Ooh.
so, but more people get sick and then more people recover. So I wish they would give you like a running tally of current cases where people have it that have not recovered yet. That would be a nice number to know. This is where we're at. They've seen it slow down in China finally.
Okay,
They've seen it slow down in South Korea.
Yeah.
South Korea, actually, they jumped on stuff so quickly and early that they started slowing down before anybody. Obviously, Italy has increased their ban on everything to where now it's just grocery stores and like a few other public things that are open. Everything else is shutting down because they've had a stupid amount of deaths and cases, like in a very quick amount of time, like comparison wise. And the reason is like the numbers don't sound that bad large scale. Like 18,000 people died from the flu this year or this past year.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's not bad. Well, there's a vaccine for the flu. There's not a vaccine for this yet. That's the scare. That's why people are freaking out.
I know that Germany has done like, I guess, a really good job of keeping the numbers down. But when when you talked about like, hey, this is how many cases are in America, death, whatever, we're way bigger than Germany. Like
we are.
Huge.
They have about the same amount of cases, but only 2 deaths or something. Like their death.
Death toll is like 20.
Oh, 20?
Still.
Okay, maybe I misread that number.
But
scrolling through Reddit had a ton of newsfeed shit on it, which was really...
Their whole method, from what I understand, was when they identified the person, they like backtracked to go find the people that they were in contact with and quarantined them. So it was like, they're like, oh, you have it? Where have you been? What have you done?
Yeah.
And they go find all these people and
the U.S. was kind of talking about trying to do that at first, but there's been a lot of fuck ups with stuff here. So we all know that. It's fine. It's whatever.
I have a terrible joke.
If this is how we all have to go, then this is how we all have to go.
All right. So I had somebody. We're gonna take control here.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're taking control, bringing it back.
Uh-huh.
Their mom sent them like this whole list of like, it was like a text of, you need to have this in your pantry, you need to have this and this and this and this. And I was just like, do we really? Like, do we really need to have like 2 weeks worth of shit?
No. So we've seen people go to the grocery store and like, so it's especially weird here in Nashville because we had the tornado stuff. So a lot of the surrounding like grocery stores near here, all of the sanitizing stuff and paper products were getting bought out because there was parts of the community who really needed it. So at first, people were buying a lot of that stuff because it was like things that these volunteer groups were asking for. And a lot of people answered the call. But then this has escalated and there's been a spike in the amount of deaths and cases in the last week here in the U.S. That's why people are starting to panic because of the spike. Not necessarily the actual number, just the increase. And so on top of that, the tornado purchases, then people started panic buying.
Yeah.
So every store I've gone to, there's not a single antibacterial pump soap or an antibacterial like wipes. Those are all gone. Toilet paper is getting sparse.
What about the good old classic like Lever 2000?
Okay, so that's what me and Lauren did. We said, okay, well, people are stupid and they're all looking for pump soap, but there's literal bars of soap you can buy that say antibacterial hand soap.
And they're way cheaper, I'm sure.
Yes, we bought like 10 bars just to make sure, just in case this shit gets any wilder. Cause, and it's not even just like the coronavirus stuff getting more wild. It's like people panic buying. It's like, I just want to make sure I have enough soap to clean my ass.
In this time where we are, I feel like the appropriate thing to do would be to, carve a crucifix out of your antibacterial soap and just wear it around your neck.
Yeah, that's probably the only way it's not going to get you.
And you're just like, you shake hands with somebody, you're like, I might have the coronavirus. I don't know, I'm just going to rub this.
Yeah, you just
rub it and I'm better now.
Man. So luckily I had some hand sanitizer from like that I used to keep up here, but brought it downstairs just so it's like accessible. We had some wipes already like purchased. Found some other wipes that were antibacterial that didn't say it on the package, But we flipped over the back, and of course it actually was. People just see soft and tough, and they're like, oh, that's not antibacterial. It was. So it's like weird stuff like that. We're not panic buying. We didn't buy a bunch of shit. We just bought a little bit of stuff just to make sure we had some. Because Lauren's point here is you're only as like healthy as your sickest neighbor. So if you're buying all the shit up and no one else can buy it, well, that's not how like mass immunization works. Everyone needs to have access to stuff so that they can keep themselves cleans to help keep you cleans.
So you're, the weakest link. Like, you're only as strong as the weakest link.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like you're only as, and it kind of also goes to like you're also only as healthy as your poorest neighbors. Like your poor neighbors can't afford to buy a lot of the shit because you're buying it all up. How are they going to stay healthy? Which ensures that you also are healthy. Like if you come into contact with those people.
Okay, I got a great new business idea. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Okay, we're gonna go buy all the bar soap. All right, and we're just gonna start making household items out of the bar soap. Okay, so like it's a broom handle, but it's soap, so that's like fine. Like you're sanitized.
This is the worst business idea.
No, it's great.
Come up
Salt
with.
Shakers.
It's just soap.
Yeah, they're soap containers, and you put the salt. And
everything is soap. You're soap. I'm soap. It's all soap, baby.
Soap pants.
Yeah.
Soap shirts.
It's all good.
We're gonna be great.
No, some people are. I read something on Reddit where people were talking about the panic buying, and it was like a big fuck you, like to all the people who do this. And somebody said that they worked at a hardware store, like a Home Depot type place. And this dude kept coming in and he kept buying all those masks up. And he was buying them in large quantities, and I think the third time he came back they heard him saying he was buying them and selling them for double.
Fuck that guy.
So they started hiding their masks to make sure that he couldn't come buy them again, because they can't legally stop him from buying them unless the company puts out a thing. So Kroger has a thing you can only buy 5 sanitizing items at a time, which still seems like a lot. But there's nothing on the shelves, so what are people going to fucking buy? I mean, there was a lady we had to go to food. We never shop at this food line down the road from me. We've had to go there because going to the other places, well, one of our grocery stores got hit by the tornado. Oh. So that's not open right now. It's like glass. So all this glass got broke. All the glass there got broken, and then another building was just gone. The building next to it was just gone.
Yeah.
Just completely. It was wild. It was like driving around in an apocalypse. It was really crazy. But and then the other grocery store we tried to go to when we went, because of the tornado stuff, all the power went out the second we walked in because they were working on all these power lines. So anyway, we go to this food line. I'm like, okay, great. No one's shopping here because it's food line. And they weren't, which was great.
No one shops at food
no,
line.
No one fucking shops
it's
at
like Piggly Wiggly.
It's literally just a convenience place. If that's all you got, it's all you got, And so we went in and we got what we needed. It's a little pricier than where we normally shop, unfortunately, because of that. But this lady was buying so much toilet paper. And she said that she went to all these other stores and they were completely out. So she was having to bulk buy at this place to make sure she would have enough, And I'm over here how clean does your asshole need to be?
Here's the deal, okay? All right. The whole scare tactics, what are you going to do? People, just learn a couple of simple principles. One, how to fucking hunt. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter what it is. I don't like to hunt, but guess what? If I need to go find food, I know how to kill a fucking squirrel if I need to, okay? Yeah. I'll skin it. I'll just eat the shit out of it if I need to. Not the literal shit. Yeah. Dogging it. Yeah. Build a fire. That's number 2, because you're going to need that.
Yep.
Number 3, some kind of source of water. Even if it's shit water, if you know how to build a fire, you can sanitize the fucking water.
That's true. He's right. He's got you there. Got you there.
And then lastly, learn how to wipe your asshole with some leaves. Okay?
Yeah. Make sure it's not poison ivy.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
That is terrible.
Don't want to do that. But if you can do those 4 things, general things, it doesn't matter what happens. You're gonna be okay for at least a little bit.
And here's the biggest thing: is that this disease, this sickness, is contracted. It's respiratory. So the biggest issue that people are having, they're saying don't touch your face, because if you touch something that someone else's hands have touched, touch your face, that's contracting. Okay, that's why we don't shake hands. They're like, don't shake hands with people. You know, elbow bump them, foot bump them, whatever the fuck you're doing. Like, don't shake their hands if you can help it.
This is all I'm thinking when you say respiratory. Like, it's like that. One, I think of coughing.
Yeah.
You know, but I think of just like, just imagine walking up to someone and you know they're about to cough and you just open your mouth, you're like, cough in it.
I'll get it. I'll get your corona. But no, okay, so this is the crazy thing. So you see people panic buying toilet paper, okay? Which I don't understand that because it has nothing to do with like sanitization other than wiping your asshole. And this is a respiratory disease.
Yeah.
So how clean are these assholes that you're eating need to be to make sure that you're not getting the virus?
That's a fucking
It's
great
the
point.
only logical explanation is that you must be eating so much ass. You have to ensure that you're not going to get the virus.
Actually, you know what it also means is that your ass is being eaten so much that you're afraid of spreading it to someone else.
It's
you
just
know?
a top. It's like a human centipede of corona. I think we're done.
I think this is it. I think we've reached the end of the episode. For all you out there, that are panicked, it's okay. It's gonna be okay.
Just laugh. Just laugh about it. Wash your fucking hands.
Don't touch your face.
Don't touch your face if you can help it, and don't shake people's hands. You don't know what they've been doing with it. You don't know what they've been doing with those hands.
Even outside of the coronavirus, you don't know what the hell.
I mean,
people
just
been
generally,
doing.
those are good tactics to use. Just like during flu season, just mostly. I mean, being a germaphobe is helpful.
Is this like God's like all employees must wash hands sign?
I actually saw a funny a tweet. Let's go back to the eating ass thing for 2 seconds, where it was like one of the a conversation, and it's God. And he's like, "Are they still licking each other's buttholes?" And then some whoever the angel responding to him is like, "Yes, actually they." And then God interrupts him and says, "More corona, more coronavirus."
Okay, let's
Terrible.
give this beer a rating.
Final official review.
A new review
Yes.
of the official.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it a 4.5. Only because I've had it before and I did like the tartness.
Yeah. I think I'm going to give this version of it a 4.3. Just because I just want a little more of that raspberry. That's all.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's more drinkable now than it was before. Like it's more crushable now.
Mm-hmm.
It was already pretty crushable. So I don't know. Maybe I'll bump that to a 4.5. It's like you lost a little one thing, but you gained more of another.
That's what I'm saying. That's
okay. That's fair. Okay, I can go with the 4.5. I can feel that.
4.5 beer babies
it's just
on this.
Honestly, one of the most drinkable beers. Every year it comes out, I get super excited because it's like spring's here. This is my spring starter beer, and it just kind of lets me know warm weather's on the way.
And it's such a cute can. Look
It
at
is.
it.
It's beautiful.
It's
just
cute.
beautiful.
Precious.
This would be a great tattoo. Just
Yeah, there you go.
fantastic.
That's it. Okay, well, so there you go. If you're in the Nashville area, or at least in the area to get Jackalope, and they have Lovebird, go pick it up. It's going to a good cause at this point to help a lot.
Help a lot of these. Yeah, these breweries and these businesses have put a lot of their money and their time into stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to support that support.
Exactly.
Those people who are supporting, you gotta support them. I did that the other night. Dino's Bar, one of my favorite bars in Nashville. They were doing so much for the community. They were getting out. They were giving out water bottles and hot dogs and tacos and all this stuff to all the people volunteering and working. There was tons and tons of people working.
I've yet to go to Dino's.
And so we went one night and we're like, hey, we're going to go to Dino's. We're going to tip good. We're going to make sure that they're getting set in it was line out the door most of the night, just crushing it. It was really great. So support that support.
Also, on that note, do something good, take care of somebody. So do the Lovebird thing. That's what we're going to say on this episode. And also wipe your asshole with some sanitizer. Okay.
Yes.
With that being said, I'm Cody.
I'm Micah.
This is the Beer Brothers. Good night.